Check 1, 2, live. What's going on out there this fine Tuesday evening in MECA land? I hope everybody's having a good start to their week like always. We're doing all right here. Have a little equipment malfunction, but doing pretty good. Hope everybody's got a good start to their week going. We should be live on Facebook and YouTube now. So just real quick here. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing all right. What's going on, Miss Sierra? Let's see here. They changed my buttons around on me here. So just real quick to kick it off, I'll go over some events we have coming up. We got several events starting to pop up now. So here we go. So on the February the 28th, we got Basin in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. So all the Mississippi folks, make sure you get out there and check that one out. We've got the Ultra Hertz 3X in Dublin, Georgia on the 28th. Those two are this weekend. I think Shannon and I will be at the show in Georgia. So get out there and check us out. So we'll be down there to answer any questions or anything. And then it looks like on the 8th of March, we got Creative Disturbance 3X in Orlando, Florida. And I'm pretty sure that's a SQ show and shine event only. So that's coming up on the 8th. The 13th, you got another show in Meridian, Mississippi. That's a 2X. So Mississippi, Texas, Alabama folks, you got your points going on this year. We got SQ in the Bay. That's going to be a 1X in St. Petersburg, Florida on the 15th of March. And then we've got March 21st, the Low Life Kickoff there in Shelburne, Indiana. That'll be a 2X at Low Life Audio. And then we've got the SQ kickoff at Niles, Michigan on the 22nd of March. And we will be doing a training just like the one we did in Florida on the 21st of March. So if you guys want to get signed up for the training that we're going to do in Michigan on the 21st of March, make sure you get with Shannon and get yourself signed up. I think we're going to do a B&B again and hopefully try to find something pretty similar to what we did the last time. So March 22nd, SQ kickoff show at Only Tents there in Niles. And on the 21st, we'll be doing a training somewhere close by. And then you've got, rounding it off, March 22nd, the Brothers Bass Bash 2X in Doylestown, Ohio. So those are coming at you quick. What's going on, Matt, Mr. Joe, Mr. Jeffrey Sindel, Miss Whitney? How you guys doing? And I think that was all the events I got coming up, but the big one is March 21st. We're going to have another training there in Michigan. What's going on, Chadwick? Yeah, I just noticed that, but we'll figure it out. All right. Then I guess real quick here, appreciate everybody hopping on. Make sure you like us up, share us up. It should be going live on YouTube and Facebook here. I'm going to have Mr. Devin Crawford on here with me this evening. Um, yeah. So, chat box is blinking. What's going on, Miss Christina? All right, I think I'm caught up. Sorry, y'all, I can't multitask. I think you guys know that by now. But so I'm gonna have Devin on here with me tonight. Uh, Devin really doesn't need any introduction in the lanes. Uh, he probably deserves one anyways. He's a multi-time Tennessee state champion, Mod 5, Park and Pound 4, Park and Pound 5, Radical X. Pretty sure world champion, at least in 2019 was the last one I remember. I might be wrong, but anyway, so he's known for not only hair tricks and demos, but also massive numbers and being one of the most consistent competitors around. So I'm gonna have Devin on here with me tonight. I think we're all pretty excited about this season. What's going on, Mr. Sullins? I'm gonna get Devin in here now. It looks like we're ready. And bam. Had to find my button. How you doing tonight, Devin?
Doing all right. Just hanging in there.
All right, hanging in there, huh?
Yes, sir.
I hear that. All right, so let's see. I got this chat box going over here. If you guys got questions for Devin, let us know. A lot of knowledge and not a lot of years in the lanes, for this guy. So if you got questions, ask them. We're gonna sit here and talk about car audio, the lanes, MECA, all that good stuff. And if you guys got questions in the meantime, by all means, we'll try to get those questions answered for you. I guess we'll just start out. You've been in the lanes for a long time, and I guess you probably got a whole lot of hardware to show for it. So how did you first, kind of catch the bug to get involved in this crazy car audio sport, and what made you choose MECA?
Probably 2009-ish, going to Anthony Caldwell's shop and heard the vehicle that he had. It was Big Blue back in the day. I believe it was Daryl Kiss. He had 4 Solo X18s. I was like, oh, that's loud. Then I started going to shows, and of course, meeting with Paul Straff, rest in peace to him, because he was a really good guy. He was actually the one who got me into running the brand I love to run right now. Well, I love a lot of brands, but pretty much watching that, seeing how loud that thing was. And of course, my father, he liked loud music. He was running Dr. Crankensteins and stuff when I was back in middle school.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So you had it in you for a while then, huh?
Oh yeah, it was definitely there. Where my mother used to say, "Turn that down," and this and that. Yep. I was in the closet to get a bass reflex in the bedroom, but yeah.
So I don't know. I think it was 2019. Have you won a championship since then? I know you won a world title in 2019, I'm pretty sure, right? Uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Maybe. Oh.
Hello?
Devin dropped us. But he disappeared on me, bros. He'll be back. Dang. Just when I was getting good. He does got a small power plant in there. just a little one, you know. Here he comes back. Let's try this again. You dropped us.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You were asking about since 2019. I have a few second and third place. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I have to go back and look at my list. It's been so long ago.
Well, I guess what I was getting to is I think that I feel like I might be wrong, but either way, I know you've been doing this for a long time. So I guess what I was trying to get at was, take us from like, 2019 to now, and what's the difference and what you're using and things of that nature.
From 2019 till now, there's a lot of changes. Paying more attention to, I guess, how subs just pretty much gotten better, lighter, louder, more motor force. Actually paying attention to people who are louder than me with like the things that they're doing, and I guess people being very transparent on just explaining the reasons why. Picking up some stuff from, some info from like what Dominic Martino, Alan Hall, Stanley Howard, R.P. Patel, Hank, and pretty much like going through the frustrations on learning like why this is not doing it or why I'm not getting the results I want. But
Right.
pretty much just getting a little bit more serious about it and actually having fun with it, besides making it feel like it's a job or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's always a good thing, is having fun. If you're not having fun, you should reevaluate, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Uh let's see. I think you do you're a pretty proud Team Sundown guy, I think, right? So
Oh yeah.
tell me a little bit about your current build and what gear's getting you to that, 67, 68 dB range in the 42, 43 area and parking pound.
Well, I love my Sundown subs. Been running Sundown since Paul Straff ran his 1212s at MECA back in the day in his Jeep, and I bought a Jeep because of him. But I mean, with my subs, everything I'm doing with the saw parts and stuff, where I peak at and everything, is pretty much get me right where I wanted to be at. I play with a lot of different configurations, but this year route, I'm not doing anything like Frankenwolfer with Sundown. It's just pretty much,
Right.
just some minor different parts and stuff. But um, finally got my first 70. What, this year or last year? It was, yeah, this year. I finally showed a 70. I had it a couple years ago, but I had an issue, and I was like, let me get the van out to the show. Believe,
Right.
yep, a year ago. So it was with the XV3s. It was like a 69.96. Not going full tilt because I was supposed to sandbag, but I ripped my cabin at 40 hertz doing a music run, and there's a lot to fix when I did that. Now my peak
Right.
is a lot higher now. So yeah.
That helps a little bit. Let's see. I got a question from the chat here. It says, I see you got a small power plant in the van. I'm a fan of CMAX. What made you go to CMAX and the pros and cons? Also, Tera amps, same question.
Oh, okay. So I can get to the Tarrant thing too. There's a reason for both of them. Um, I've had my CMAX bank for at least 5 years now with zero issues. And it was a time in Mecca where we were playing with different lithium cells and stuff like that. And I actually had what LG 18650s one year on caps.
Uh
And
huh.
then I did that because I had 12 Group 31s in my van and I almost it squat. I was like, no, too much weight to drive around. So I went with the caps and lithiums, and I figured out, with the reserve of caps is great for burst, but not for music. And then I was talking with Philip Lynch and Tyler Slinker back in the day and got really enthusiastic in the do-it-yourself world. So the reason why I ran C-Max is because it was pretty much the most cost effective thing to do at that time for the power that I was running. Plus, I'd already started testing on it on small scales from 5 amp hour to see what I can and can't do.
Right.
Um, and then also we were doing torture tests of like all the, what to watch out for and why it happens. That way, I don't have any explosion and stuff like that. Because technically, when they are assembled the right way, they don't catch on fire. It's actually supposed to vent in the middle. They have vent tabs in the event if something goes bad.
Right.
Um, and then with the tar amps, um, I'm used to running a lot of amplifiers. I've ran up to 24 amps in my van at one time, and I kind of wanted to get the most power without running a ton of amplifiers. And I've had some friends and teammates test them out, and I've seen some scores and stuff what it did, and just wanted to try something new. And I guess based off of what a lot of people say online about the can it can't, I was paying more attention to the amplifier repair guys about what you can and cannot do. That way I don't, mess anything up. And since then, I mean, I don't really have any issues with them. Like in
Right.
95 degree weather, demo all day. I don't try to push it too far or try to brand bash this and that because I do have a respect. I have to respect that everybody has a preference of it. So I get a little slack for it, man. It is what it is. It does work for me.
Right. I think I'm a fan of the C-Max too, and I pretty much agree with you. I think you're hard pressed even now still to find something that does better for what we're doing with the car audio stuff, and I haven't seen very many issues out of them when they're assembled correctly myself. And
Mm-hmm.
we did a lot with them when we were first messing with them, and yeah, they're definitely extremely flammable when the gas comes out of them, but most lithium batteries are. It's a matter of if it has ignition or not.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, so I had C-Max for a long time and didn't have no issues, and I've had some lithiums catch on fire on me and they weren't C-Max. So I guess what I'm saying is, long story short, is all batteries can be dangerous if you mistreat them or do something wrong. you
Mm-hmm.
know 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to say always, but 9 times out of 10 there's something user malfunction that happened because they don't just spontaneously combust.
Yeah.
you know so
Yeah. I have a
I
team.
say
I
that.
have a team
um
who has. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
no, you're good.
Doug's battery bank is actually bigger than mine. Mine's only 520 amp hour. Doug has 770 amp hour in his Tahoe, and unfortunately, his vehicle had caught on fire, but it was not from C-Max. The C-Max were perfectly fine. It was just from something under the hood. But I've actually seen what a 90 amp hour, 45 amp hour C-Max would do when it catches on fire, and I know if his would have caught on fire, oh my goodness, it would have been, 4th of July on the side of the road. But
Oh yeah.
his C-Max, it's still together right now to this day, but the front of the vehicles, but just
And then I don't know, I could answer a tar amp question too. I was one of the, I've been running tars for a long time, and originally I started basically because of the footprint and the price point. you
hmm
know and I broke a few of them at first, but then had to talk with some people. And after I learned some of the stuff, probably you're talking about, like do's and don'ts, I didn't have very much problem with them after that. So, and for the size and the price and everything, they do pretty good for the footprint. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, I started using them things probably back in like 2009 or 10,
uh-huh.
and so I've been a fan of some of the Brazilian stuff for a long time, like the Stetson when it first came out, when they had the 7Ks. And it was mostly just a footprint thing though, because we wanted a lot of power in a small spot.
hmm
All right, I guess maybe we'll go from the little bit of the gear to, when you're chasing those scores and stuff. I know we talk about testing on these things a lot, but what's your tuning process like, and how much of that is basically the equipment versus your enclosure or cabin work?
Well, this year, well, I guess this previous year, it was more of kind of like a little bit of ego and like, so pretty much my testing part is pretty much finding a vehicle that I want to build in, but seeing other people who's done like different builds in it and looking at kind of like a happy medium, depending on their box and stuff, and like learning all the whys. So I know what made me pick the vehicle was basically Joe Price and Pablo Castillo. And then when it came to the testing and stuff like that, well, I actually got to find a place to test that because it can get a little bit too loud where I am. But I pretty much have different volumes. I test that low power, high power, and also kind of looking at what some of the guys who are louder than me and looking at their test volumes and like, okay, use it as a reference point.
Right.
But pretty much, I have different ways I test. Like, you know, I don't want to tell all the secrets and stuff like that, especially with this new build going on for next year. But I don't mind trying to be as transparent as possible. If there's anything specific you want to ask in regards to that about the testing part.
Uh, I guess mainly what I was getting to is, how much of it is how much have you found over the years in the box and the
Oh,
vehicle prep versus, just, buying new equipment or whatever.
ooh, I know this past year I pretty much picked up with the same equipment probably about a DB and a half or so, just testing. But I have another vehicle with the subs in it, and I've kind of played with it, especially with getting the airspace where it needs to be at for the power, so I don't jump the gap. Okay, have voice coil scratches and stuff like
Right.
that. And I kind of learned that, pretty much from not really trial and error, but kind of being hard headed. And then when the owner of Sundown kind of talked to me, explained something, it was something that it was years ago. And since then, um, like I've gotten a little bit more particular with how I test and stuff like that. But I know this year I picked up at least a DB and a half testing, and I kind of like keep up really particular notes of what I change, any and everything, even if it's I don't know, putting a gear shifter, moving the steering wheel to the left by an inch, you
Right.
know, and everything happens. I don't want to make too many changes at one time, and I don't know if I gain or if I lost. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, there's just different things I do to test, and always open from I guess opinions of people louder than me of things to test. It might help me, it might hurt me, but hey, at
What
least you can see.
Joe asked, what type of low power testing do you do?
Well, now since I found like a good volume where I can, play with my van at without tearing anything up, I try to test. It's not really, I guess, the optimal way to doing it, but I kind of now test about 100, probably about around 50,000 watts total, and it's close, right close to a 70 in a Rad X wise. But yeah, but I have to watch it. That's going a little bit too high because stuff breaks. But
Right.
I do some low power tests, and I do know one thing. I do have like a graph of like what my vehicle does at certain wattages, especially when I'm doing like a big change like this year. That way, when I do the change, I know exactly, if I gain or if I lost just from doing this based on watts like 10,000 watts, 20,000 watts, 50,000 watts, stuff like that.
Right.
But I do low power testing sometimes with moving things around the cabin, playing with the door opening and stuff like that. But I do know sometimes low power testing is not going to give me accurate results when it's time to go full tilt because things change all the time.
Right. SPO is one of those funny games, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Let's see here. If I missed anybody's question, sorry about that. What's going on, Mr. Beard? Mr. Haslage? What's your most memorable run or most stressful moment, craziest moment you've had right before getting in the lane or getting on the meter?
Um, hmm, I guess most. I know the most memorable moment was, I believe it was 2007. It was in Louisville, Kentucky, at MECA World Finals when I had my Astro van, and I broke a 40 on parking. I think it started at 40.85 on Parking Town 5,
Uh
and
huh.
this one just caps and what do you call it? The LG 18650 cells with a battery blocks, battery bank, and my
Right.
Volt 16.2 down to 12. But that was the day I was like, okay, it's time to get serious about getting lithium to where I don't have this drop. But I guess another time was probably when my radio went out. Everything was running perfectly fine the whole year, and I was like, okay, I'm doing this run, still got blue lights, not even clipping or soft clipping, still have a lot more in the tank, and just trying to let it ride, just to get just enough to get, people who's in my
Right.
class, bam, radio went out. But I wasn't upset. I was more excited that the vehicle actually made it there and back. It's like 750-mile round trip. I was just happy to be there. I'm not going to take it personal because it's all fun at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a good question. Do you find a difference in inside and outside park and pound?
Yes, I do. I see a lot of differences. I see differences with what's around the mic, what's above the mic, the floors, temperature, and everything else. Like I noticed, like awnings. Okay, prime example. I remember Lebanon, Kentucky, with my van. My old van. I picked it like 48 hertz, but as soon as we got to Lebanon, Kentucky, under the awning, oh, my scores plummeted, and I actually picked a lot lower because the awning above the mic was flexing like crazy, and I guess it was causing some type of noise cancellation outside the vehicle. I definitely see a difference with, I guess, objects around the vehicle. But I kind of use that to my advantage because I kind of we call it track what other people are doing and try to compare their scores to everybody else's, kind of guesstimate if I'm going to get louder here. I noticed that when the mic is beside a trailer, it can be louder. I know certain locations in Kentucky, I am louder. I also notice with concrete floors, it's a little bit louder. You can kind of feel it, especially if it's like, okay, if the floor, if the concrete, if it's like, I can't really explain it, like comparing like a regular roadway or I guess a driveway concrete versus like concrete made for like truck parking. It's a little bit different. You can kind of feel yourself bouncing a little bit. And I definitely see a difference with my scores with that.
Right.
But inside and outside, it just depends on the location. Um, Louisville, Kentucky, I know I probably do good scores there. Maybe Nashville, Tennessee, back where Steve Mick was, maybe. Yeah. It's really
Yeah,
hard to tell, but I just like know things closer to the mic, how it kind of affects it.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, where the meter's sitting on the table is effectively your seat in your car. And so it doesn't really work much different than inside the car. Everything that changes around that meter will change the score.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the battles in the outside meter location. Um, if you want to be smart, you can pull measurements off of certain stuff, but sometimes you'll get cancellation if it's flexible. But if you've got like concrete walls, trailer walls, things like that, you can actually pull measurements off of those objects and you can figure out what frequencies will help and what frequencies will hurt. Um, basically using quarter wave theory. Um,
Let me
so,
see. Okay.
uh, yeah, I won't get too much deeper than that, but you can basically, that's why sometimes you'll hear guys say, oh, I was down 2 dB, but then the next guy comes up and he's like, I gained 3 dB, but it's usually because they played, their car matched the frequency of that specific area.
Mm-hmm.
It's not much different than what you're doing inside the car per se. So, definitely the buildings matter, the stuff around it matters. So whether it's an open field or if it's outside, depending on where it's located, all that stuff matters. So I agree with that. And you just gotta, test it. And then if you're in a new spot, I would say, I wasn't a big parking pound guy, but I'd say probably the first thing you do in a new spot is figure out where you're running and try to get yourself a test off there before it happens, right?
Oh yes, that's definitely what I do. I like to do a little test, try to simulate, right where the mic is going to be set up at to see if my peaks change, because sometimes it actually does change. It does change depending on the location, but the way my bandwidth is in my box, well, I guess my van, it really doesn't hurt me that much because it's not really peaky based on how the box is built. It will be next year though, but hey, figured out some van.
You done figured out some stuffs.
Oh yeah. Plus, I have to anticipate everybody else around me getting louder.
Let's see. I don't know. I know we did talk about some of the rule changes and stuff, and I was able to post up some PDFs. So I guess being that you're a veteran competitor, is there any thoughts on any of the new rules? Anything you think that we did to move things in the right direction, the wrong direction, whatever?
I mean, so far, I guess I like the rules this year. I really like the new Park and Pound X class because now that literally opens up a door to the like a big trend that's going on in the States and stuff. Like a lot of people are doing extreme cabin builds with extreme cabin demo builds with the passenger door closed, bolted shut.
Right.
So kind of like limited a lot of people wanting to do the park and pound, park and pound class now, since you can use your vehicle, back in the vehicle and go up from the driver door, and especially people with middle ports and top ports, it's definitely going to open up, room for a lot of people to try to cross over to do that class. What else? The bracing and stuff like that. I do know that helps a lot. That's kind of why it was, not legal in Park and Pound 5.
Right.
I like that there's a new USB track for Park and Pound. Well, I guess Park and Pound classes, and also the new rule about breaking the record. Because at this point in time, especially in the bigger classes, it's hard on your equipment to go back to back. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I decided to be nice about it. I thought the same thing when I was looking at it. I was like, man, they're already probably risking breaking everything, even for 30 seconds or a minute.
Yeah.
So if I figured if you could get it off, then you deserved it.
But like I say, either way it go, even if it was the old rules, like I'll still be able to do it. My C-Max bank is so big, I only drop about 2/10 on a park and pound. Yeah.
Heck yeah. What's going on, Kevin? Mr. Mayo? Let's see. Uh, if y'all got questions, let us know. Like us up, share us up. We got Devin on here. He might not talk much, but I promise you he knows some stuff in there. I guess maybe you got any advice for somebody that's new, advice for a rookie, somebody that wants to maybe come enter a show for their first time. What would be your number one piece of advice for somebody that was, just wanting to come out to a show for their first time?
Pretty much have fun, network yourself. Don't try to be a know-it-all. Kind of keep yourself open for advice from other people, no matter what class they're in. It can be a lower class or a higher class. There's knowledge in every class. Also, have fun. Smile, laugh, pay attention to the rule book, and I guess I don't want to say the rule book, but just kind of pay attention to how things are ran, and just make friends out there. I guess.
Right.
Don't
That's
try.
one of the biggest things.
Yeah, don't try to get too caught up in any type of like social media drama because like I feel like there's a huge difference with the competitors versus everything else. Like pretty much a lot of people around here, they're pretty much like helpful, they have a lot of knowledge and stuff like that.
Right.
If you do, I guess when you do start out, if you're testing and it doesn't go your way, trust me, it's okay. Everybody has a bad day. It's been days that I've lost 2 decibels, but I gained it right back. So pretty much, if you want to win, keep on testing and go hard and, have fun at the end of the day. But don't take it personal. Just because something goes bad, you know, um, you're gonna pretty much come across all different type of personalities in the lanes and stuff. So, just try to be,
For
nice
sure.
and just take
I
it
think
all.
that's good advice.
Mhm.
Let's see. I think Whitney asks, "What's your favorite award you have received? What's your favorite venue, and what's your favorite show?" It's a
Uh,
three for. It's a three for.
let's see. Favorite award I received, probably the Neighborhood Nuisance Award because it was kind of at that year I was pretty much having fun daily driving my vehicles, but I kind of slowed down on that. But favorite venue, oh, probably a unified finals, just because I got to meet a lot of people that I've never seen in person, or I just like I know their vehicles. I don't know him. Also, a great swap meet. Hmm. Favorite show? Probably.
Two
hmm,
toughs.
I liked. It had to be between maybe. Well, see, I need to start going to more shows up north, but I guess from what I've experienced, maybe the Lebanon, Tennessee shows back in the day, and probably Slamology. Slamology was pretty fun because it's pretty much everybody came together. And you never knew what to expect
Right.
on the show. I wish I got to experience Carl Casper though.
That one was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Joe says, "Does your PMP note change from inside to outside?"
Um, it's just contingent to, I guess, where the mic is set up at. But it's been off pretty much like two frequencies between like 46 and 48. It really depends. Yeah. Now my old Astro van, it can go from 48 to 57, and that really surprised me at Louisville, Kentucky World Finals. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Michael Sullins asked for a full breakdown of your build. I guess he wants to know exactly what's there.
Okay. So I have a 1992 G30 van, 1 ton van with the 1 ton package, dual transmission coolers. I have 2 alternators on it, stock alternator and a MECA 320 amp alternator running to my C-Max as a standalone. I also have 24 Sundown Audio UV215s on 8 tar amp based 30Ks, 520 amp hour C-Max. And I'm running also some sundown mids and some selenium horns for the mids and highs. And it's a fourth order bandpass, middle port. What else? That's pretty much it. Steel cage box. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, where'd my chat?
But yeah, it's also a daily driver too, so I can technically road trip it. It's a great motor in that vehicle. Yeah, but I hate driving it. I love it a little bit more next year when I switch the port and stuff out, so I can have a little bit more leg room.
So I heard you say are you rebuilding? Are you building something new? Are you tearing it apart? What are you building in there?
I'm rebuilding the whole box and everything. I've got to. I pretty much took notes with some things and stuff that I need to change in the box, and plus I really need more leg room. So I pretty much got the part of out of like, can you do a 70 in the middle port? Because a lot of people say it's really hard. Now, able to do that. Almost a 70 at the headrest, 69.5 at the headrest, and a 72.72 in the kick. Not going full tilt yet, but with a long windshield. But pretty much doing the driver's side port so I can have more leg room. And I'm going to actually spend more time of making everything like the aesthetics of everything, making everything look pretty. Because I mean, most of the time I'm all with my work schedule. I'm always in a rush, so I want to spend more time with that and actually spend a little bit more candid time with local artists and stuff, a bunch of artwork and stuff like that, and just get something cool. And I got this idea from a few other competitors and base heads about, because I feel like there's going to be a fad coming up with some of the most beautiful artwork builds like Frostberg. I like Bo's little anime on his logo. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So I guess with you, go ahead.
Just pretty much doing a few things to get a little bit louder and less power.
Right. So with that said, and talking about the new build a little bit and stuff, changes coming. What are your goals for 2026? Are there any specific numbers you're trying to chase down? Championships? What's your goals for the year?
I just want my radio to pretty much be operational throughout the whole. No, I pretty much got that squared away. I found the problem, but pretty much my goal this year, finals, um, beat mix record. That's literally the thing that's holding me up from changing my whole build. I just want the record, but I understand there are a few more people who are coming after the record too. Like they're going for it. So
right.
Yeah. And also do do a 70 at the headrest on less power.
Man, there's one over in Trinidad that's really loud at Park and Pound too, and it's full of AGMs, dude, and it shuts off like halfway through the run, and still does almost 42s.
I believe it's the 615 C pillar van.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. 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 I love that thing. Oh
It's
yeah.
loud, dude.
Oh yeah.
I got to see it in person when we were over there, and I was like, "What the heck happened?" Because it was really loud, and then it just started going down, 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 and I was like, "What's going on?" And they were like, "Oh, we don't have no batteries."
Oh.
But I think those are all pretty good goals. He wants to make his radio play, and sounds like you're actually gonna, start kind of redoing it a little bit to get a little bit more number friendly. Is that what the plan is?
Yeah, and since like everything was good, I had one little mishap. Oh, changing my DSP out to an analog DSP because I had a little in the lanes. Actually, wasn't even in lanes; it was stationary. I was actually trying to show another competitor a song on Gmail, and my cell phone accidentally connected to my DSP. So I had, one of my amplifiers had a little issue, but everything else was fine. No check lights or anything. I know what the problem is, but so pretty much going back to an analog DSP to where I don't have to worry about any Bluetooth issues, which was a little issue with like other DSPs and stuff. I don't want to say the brand because it can happen with the brand and stuff like that. And it's happened before, and I was fair warned about it before it happened. But other than that, I loved it. But that's pretty much it. Change that out and get a little bit louder and less power. And also do a little bit more weight reduction so the van can kind of handle the mountains a little bit better, so I don't have to tow it.
You got to handle the mountains, huh?
Oh,
you
yeah.
had to swap your diesel truck out and put it in there.
Yeah, the crazy thing was I was headed to a show, towing my van, and my truck had a little issue with the lift pump, and it pretty much run out of fuel. So I had to put the truck on on the trailer, tow it back, and I drove the van back. And I kind of wish I would have just drove my van to the show during that time because it does pretty good.
Right.
It's slow and it's loud, the straight pipes and stuff like that. But it'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing you always did a lot is drive it, try to drive them. So that's I give you props for that because most of the time them things get heavy enough they ain't supposed to be driving.
Oh yeah, they did it back in the day with all the AGM. Steve Mick used to drive his 11,000 pound Astro van to shows. I know Joe Price does, and I think Kurt he might do it towards local shows. But I've always just wanted to build a vehicle that can daily drive because where I live at, we have SBO shows, but there's also a lot of classic shows that I would like to just bring my vehicle out to, kind of like rod runs type
Right.
shows thing, where like you
Sure.
know it might scare kids off, but the older guys they love seeing a van because it says, "Oh, it's 18 van." But yeah,
Right.
little joke. Yeah.
Well, did you guys have any other questions for Devin? I think I'm about through my list I had. See here. What's going on, Mr. Woods? Yeah, I think that's all I pretty much had written down on my list of questions.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Devin turned out on me again. Oh, there he is.
Sorry about it.
You're good. That's a decent one. What's your favorite demo song?
Hello.
Can you hear me? I can see you. Can you not hear me? Uh-oh. I think I might be trying to come to Pittsburgh sometime, Kevin. I guess he can't hear us right now. La di da di. Oh, I'm by myself. Somebody save me. Oh, where are we at? It sounds like a car alarm's going off. Is that your TV? Here's Devin. All right. Can you hear me
Yeah, it
now?
was a little. Yes, I can hear you. Sorry about it. It was a little spotty right here.
Oh, you're good. What's your favorite demo song?
Oh, it used to be Baseballin' by Bass Mechanic. Um, Phew, that's a good one. I know when it comes to oh gosh, that's a good one because I'm all over the place. I'm like the worst DJ anyway. I can't play a song no more than 10 seconds without going all over the place. I guess hmm, Booming Hydraulics is one song, the rebase version. Um what is the name of the song? It was by I know for low songs, God, it's a Bass Mechanic song. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I screw it. I'll just say King of Bass by Bass Mechanic. That's one good song that I might demo, but I'm all over the place to be honest with you. It depends on my mood because I've heard like I have like a list of at least 1,000 songs that's just my go-to, just depending on if it's high notes or low notes. But I, I cannot believe I can't think of this. Okay, all right, so it's probably the rebase version of Gucci Mane and Black Boy called "Boy at 27 Hertz." That's probably one of my go-to songs to like play lows and stuff. Um,
Heck yeah.
ooh, it's a lot of different songs. It's a lot of Ohio artists I like to hear too, who have some really good bass songs. But either that or probably just baseball.
How much power does it take for you to do a 70? Oh, he disappeared me again. There he is. Can you hear me or did you lose me again? Oh, don't worry, he'll be back. Watch this. I'm back. No, 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 no. Oh, I was too quick. We're gonna find out how much power it takes to do a 70, and then we'll outro. And guess who's
Yeah,
back?
I'm
Back
I'm so
again.
sorry.
Devin's
Yeah,
back.
it's the Louisiana signal out here. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. How much power does it take you to do a 70?
Whew. Oh, that might be a trick question as a reference point to another competitor. Um, roughly 60. Let's see there. Okay, in the kick about 60 to 65K. Yeah. Which is it's still bad, but it's still better than before, because before it used to take me 100,000 watts to do a 67. Yeah.
Right.
But since I have
I don't think he does. I don't think he's turned it up loud enough to do a 70 at the headrest yet, Joe.
70 the headrest, that's a different story. That's kind of one of the goals. I need to get a little bit more efficient to do that at the headrest, so I don't have to, run out of power or anything, or even get close to.
Kevin said, "When are you going to be rolling through Pittsburgh again?"
Whew. Maybe to come up there in a personal car, to come up there to visit some of the guys up there. PA, probably Erie, PA. Probably just go see Soda Pop Kid. Maybe
Heck
see
yeah.
what's his name, Don Ward. But no, I don't. I normally stay in the South now, but I do need to come up there to Pittsburgh area anyway. Yeah, coming up really soon. Maybe a little MECA surprise up there, but I got to keep my mouth shut about that. In the works.
It's in the works. You going to
Yeah.
be at Slam this year?
Yes, sir. I will 100% be there.
We talked about that a little bit before we got on, so it sounded like you're pretty excited about it.
Oh
Sound
yes.
like some new things coming.
We're gonna go back and do what we used to do back in the day, and try to convoy with a whole bunch of cars up there. And it won't just be our team; it'll be a plethora of like other teams that we're going to do. Because like either way it go, even though we might be on opposing teams and stuff, one thing about it is that we all help each other out. Somebody breaks down, we're still going to make sure to get there. We're going to have tools and stuff. But I'm only 4 hours south of the show anyway, so I would definitely be there.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on with me tonight, Devin. I don't
No
have any other
problem.
questions. If you guys in the chat have some, you better ask them now. Is there any last things you'd like to tell to the people, or anything you wanted to talk about, or any questions you wanted to ask me?
Um, hmm. I'm not real okay. The USBs are ready to be purchased now, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, I need to get one. So
Right now, you'll just if you want one of the USBs, just PayPal. I think if you need it shipped, $30 shipped. If you pick it up from me at an event, they're $20.
okay,
I should have some more coming here soon. And then I should be able to start getting them out to the judges and stuff. And then once the new website comes up, it'll be a little bit easier to get them on the website. But if you need me, if you need me to ship you one, I think I just shipped out 4 or 5 today. So if you need me to ship you one, just shoot the $30 to PayPal, and make
hmm,
sure you put your address in the notes.
okay. Yeah, but I'll definitely
Um,
that because I can't wait to check.
yeah, I think we're all getting pretty excited, Mr. Mack. Oh, Devin, you disappeared on me again. If you wanna come back on and tell the folks bye. Oh, there you are. But you probably can't hear me again. Can you hear me?
Switching again. Let me see. Let me see.
I hear you. Oh, you just can't hear me. It's weird. That's some old weird stuff there. It was like the rain. Well, that sucks for you, Mike. Mike doesn't have PayPal's. All right, Devin's back. We'll let him sign out here and maybe. Are you back? Are you gone?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm still
he's
here.
back. All right. Well, I guess I'll let you tell folks bye and stuff, and then we'll wrap it up. I appreciate it again. Um, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do this year, and hopefully we'll get some things going on down there in your area.
Yes, sir. And even if, I mean, if push comes to shove, regardless, I do know as soon as my van and stuff gets situated, I actually plan on going a little bit more shows, a little bit further than what I'm used to, because there's so many mega competitors I have not met. And plus, it's actually fun going to different areas to
It
interact
is
with people.
fun if you can get there. That is fun.
You know,
It definitely is. All
yeah,
right, Devin. Well, I'm gonna let you tell the people good night, and then we'll get ready to do it again next week, I guess.
yes, sir. I want everybody to have a great night. Can't wait to get out there building as soon as the weather breaks. I know the guys in Ohio and the Midwest, they can't wait for the weather to break. Some of them, they're
For
already out
sure.
there. Yes, sir. Yep, yep, yep.
All right, Devin. I appreciate you, brother, and I'll talk to you again soon.
No problem.
Have a good one, man.
You too.
All right, so that was Mr. Devin Crawford. Any shows in Atlanta? I don't know if I have any in necessarily in Atlanta, but I have one I think this weekend, February 28th in Dublin, Georgia. So Dublin, Georgia, February the 28th. And Shannon and I'll actually be present at this one. So feel free to come check us out. And looking forward to it. We'll be traveling out Thursday or Friday, and we'll see everybody there this weekend in Dublin, Georgia. Um, Also, you got Basin and Ocean Springs, Mississippi this weekend. And then we've got several other events happening in March. It looks like you got a 3X SQ show, Creative Disturbance. You got another 2X there in Missouri, or is it Mississippi or Missouri? I think I have to figure that one out because they got the two different states listed on this. Uh, then you got Sound Quality in the Bay, a 1X there in St. Petersburg, Florida. Then you got the Low Life season kickoff on the 21st, and we're going to be doing a training in now or around Niles, Michigan on the 21st also. And then we'll follow that with a 2X SQ kickoff show there at Only Tents on the 22nd. And then you'll have the Brothers Bass Bash 2X in Doylestown, Ohio to follow that up. So those are all coming. Yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much all I got for you guys this evening. Again, I want to thank Devin. Huge thanks to Devin for jumping on here with me tonight. It's always a privilege to talk to these guys and look into the mind of some world class competitors. Especially one of the guys that's been holding it down in Tennessee for so long. We'll be looking out for that 170 at the headrest this year, Devin. For all you guys watching, if you haven't already, make sure you check out the rulebook PDFs that are on Facebook here. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. Make sure you take a look at the February, March event calendar on the website. It won't be long now. Hopefully about a month, and we'll have a new website. But until then, make sure you check that out. if you missed any part of this, make sure you go back and rewatch it. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out with me tonight. Thanks, Devin. Shout out to our manufacturer members, Arc Audio, Prodigy Audio, US Amps. Shout out to you guys. And I think, unless this is a question in my chat that's popping here, tell Selena that he needs his flyers. I thought she already had them done. But all right, I'll let her know. But again, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And I think you guys know the drill. Until next time, keep it loud and clear, MECA heads.